become familiar with on the SCG Tour, I'm sure. He is a member of Team Lotus. So that's Chris Anderson, that's Andrew Tenjum, that's Jacob Baugh, and quite a few other players that are starting to make a name for themselves here on the SCG Tour, a team that was formed to kind of travel across all year long to qualify for the Players' Championship. So we're starting to actually see that happen quite a bit on the SCG Tour. Teams are forming, gathering up, working together, and they want to have some success like you see a lot in esports.
I believe an open top 8 last year had a memorable loss in the elimination rounds to Tom Ross.
Indeed.
It's a stinger.
It's a best of SCG live moment.
Koepke definitely hungering for another return to the top 8.
Now, one thing about Devin, we talked to him quite a bit at tournaments when we do see him, and we're going to see him quite a bit more here over the course of 2016, is he said, this is the first time I've really taken Magic seriously. He's been playing Magic for a little while. He lives in St. Louis, but back in my day, when I was going to college, I used to see him at all the Chicago PTQs and St. Louis PTQs and stuff like that, Indianapolis as well. And he said, you know, I just used to play kind of for fun, mostly with my friends as a way to get out on the weekends, but he wants to make a run at it and see what he can do with his Magic career. And I always get excited when I see people who's going to kind of take that chance.
Yeah, Koepke is approaching college graduation, and we'll soon hit some crossroads about where he wants to be spending his time professionally, career-wise, and how much he wants Magic to be part of that. And when you start getting to that stage, often you ramp up how competitive you're going to be because you got to figure out, do I want to be going full throttle with this, or do I need to let it go and prioritize other elements of my life?
Well, he's off to a great start here this weekend. He is 10-3. If he's able to win the next 2 rounds, perhaps we see him in the elimination rounds. But he, like every other member of Team Lotus, looking to qualify for the Players' Championship at the end of the year in Roanoke, Virginia. Both players will take a look at their opening hands. Devin will take a mulligan relatively quickly here. Dylan looks like he will be doing the same. So both players will be taking a look at 6 cards here in just a moment. And while we wait for him to do that, we will talk about the Star City Games apparel and the official Star City Games t-shirt that is now available at our website. Go.starcitygames.com/apparels, where you can find this wonderful shirt that Tom Ross and the beautiful lady are modeling for us. 50% cotton, 50% polyester, screen printed in the United States. Get one of these, wear the official shirt of StarCityGames.com. Also can find hoodies, beanies, and some other cool stuff over there.
All available. Classic cotton poly blend.
And as you mentioned, you are allowed to smile.
Yeah, smile
if you want to.
But it's optional. You also don't have to.
That's true as well. Tom Ross, always stern. Always stern with his look. But he looks good in it. Game number 3 between these two, about to be underway. Dylan Donegan, number 31. Talked to him a little bit earlier this weekend as well. I think we're going to see quite a bit of him on the SCG Tour this year. He said he wants to get back to the Players' Championship. Had a blast in 2014 at that tournament. I think he got knocked out by Reed Duke. No shame in that.
No shame.
Top card going to stay on top here for Devin. Same thing can be said for Dylan. And away we go with the basic island.
I like Dylan's sideboard here. A couple copies of Hollowed Moonlight in the board, not just banking on Anafenza to lock out the rally opponents this weekend.
Warden of the first tree is where Donegan will start. Wooded Foothill's going to find a basic forest. For Koepke, it's an Evolving Wilds. Off to a slow start here for Devin. So we'll be heading back Dylan's way here in just a moment. Perhaps the Sidisi's Faithful could be on the way for Devin, but I would be surprised. So to Dylan we do go. I think he just drew a copy of Hollowed Moonlight. There's a Windswept Teeth. Here's an attack for 1.
I was wrong about the no new cards thing. 2-drop a choice, Sylvan Advocate. Seeing a lot of this.
And you are. And here one is right now. I am really surprised at how much of this card we are seeing. Maybe this is just one I completely forgot would be good. I don't know.
Well, the deck is on the hunt for some 2-drops. It's something that can't be killed by Wild Slash or Fiery Impulse, unlike cards like Air of the Wilds and Snapping Gnarlid. Getting to 6 lands does come up with this deck. You do have some creature lands, Shambling Vent and Hissing Quagmire. The only real downside here is that it's not the offensive threat that Snapping Gnarlid is, nor is it the defensive threat that Air of the Wilds is, and it is a little awkward with Anafenza.
Koepke now with a Polluted Delta. Searched up a forest there with the Evolving Wilds. Battle lands are good to go, given the 2 basics that are on the battlefield. And if Devin even thinks about playing something behind those lands, our Table Spotter going to take care of that.
Koepke's in a weird spot here, because if he plays a spell behind his lands, that's obviously a problem. If he plays it in front of his lands, he's encroaching.
Yeah.
I mean, his lands are borderline encroaching as it is, as things currently stand.
There we go.
All right. Keep it clean.
Indeed. Trying to play a friendly game here in the future match area, Devin. to Dylan we go. Dylan with a lot to think about on this turn. Unclear if he has a third land in play. He's going to go with Jamoka's Command, it appears. +1/+1 counter on Sylvan Advocate. And then Tuco Husk down. Land is Hissing Quagmire. Beat downs for 4. Koepke going to fall down to 14. Just looking to keep that board clear is Donegan. Also trying to fade a Collected Company, I imagine, as Grim Horror specs the draw. And it looks like Koepke may have missed his 4th land.
And his hand looks like a bit of a clunker. None of the interaction that you would hope for here, really banking on Collected Company. And he might not have that kind of time.
Now, he does have a copy of Murderous Cut in hand. So that'll work out okay. Take care of a creature at least.
Well, here's the thing. If you use the Murderous Cut now, you are really exposed to Siege Rhino or even Anafenza being too much to overcome. But it's also rough to just take this on the chin inside of combat. So
Dylan's going to start by going into his attack step.
I think Koepke has to take this hit, because if Donegan's got nothing, you can afford to take the 4 and then kill the Advocate in a turn. If he's got Siege Rhino or Anafenza, you need to kill that.
Well, he took the hit. He's down to 10. And now here is Siege Rhino. This is going to bring him down to 7, assuming this resolves. And you think he needs to Murderous Cut the Siege Rhino.
He can't afford to just waste 3 mana in the spot. He's already tied up pretty badly as it is.
Well, he will Murderous Cut the Siege Rhino. Going to delve away 2 cards. Now he'll untap, beginning turn number 5 at 7 life. Is it a land? The Zilliport Cutthroat is not a land. He'll play Grim Horror Specs, pass the turn back. Donegan will draw. Remember, he's got that Hallowed Moonlight in his hand. Hissing Quagmire, I believe, was the draw for the turn. And the last card is a Den Protector. Here come the beatdowns. That's a 3/4. Devin wants to make sure. I'm okay with blocking here.
Yeah, at least it forces Donegan to use some mana. Saves roughly the same amount of damage, so this is fine.
Warden should leave the battlefield, as Grim Horror Specs is a 3-power creature. There we are.
Yep.
Hissing Quagmire the land, pass the turn back. Koepke down to 4. Zilliport Cutthroat was the draw yet again. That'll be the play here for Devin. Donegan will untap and draw. That is a Wooded Foothills off the top very quickly, so obviously Dylan has some plans for his 6th land. And I think the plan actually is to fire up Hissing Quagmire, because that's 6 lands for Sylvan Advocate.
Yes.
And that makes for a lethal attack, I believe?
We've seen that a couple times too.
Yeah. Fire it up. Land you control get +2/+2. And also, the Advocate's larger as well, and that is going to do it. Dylan Donegan's going to win this match over Devin Koepke. 2-1. Obs on Aggro going to take care of 4 color rally, and for Dylan Donegan, number 31 on our Season 1 leaderboard, he looks to be 1 win away from making himself, into elimination rounds.